Let's talk about problem number 7 on page 37 of the new 4th edition Physical Science. This problem says, at what temperature Celsius will a quantity of gas occupy 600 milliliters if its volume is 800 milliliters at a temperature of 127 degrees Celsius? Sometimes I think these types of problems can be confusing because we're trying to figure out, is this actually V1 or is this V1? And is this T1 or is this T2? Since it's asking at what temperature, and we assume that that's going to be after the change takes place, so that's going to be the second temperature. And down here it says if its volume is 800 at a temperature of 127. So these two things down here, the volume at a temperature would be the initial. Okay, that's before the change happens. So that's the T1 and the V1. I didn't put the units here, but it's in milliliters. So when we solve the problem, it will come out in milliliters. Now they give it to us in Celsius. So remember, we have to add 273 to get the Kelvin temperature. All right, then the formula is V1 over T1 equals V2 over T2. And we can cross multiply. And so to solve for T2, I'm going to cross multiply T1 times V2 and then divide by the other corner. Cross multiply and then divide, and you'll have T2. Okay? So we should just be able to plug these three different numbers in, being careful that we're doing the 400 for the T1 and 600 for the V2 and then 800 for the V1, and then just use your calculator and solve. Now let's think about how many significant figures. And this one's a little bit tricky, which is why I chose it, because this 600, even though there are 3 digits, the line up here over the tens place means that this is only significant to these 2 figures. Okay? So we have 2 significant figures with that measurement, 2 significant figures with that measurement. Of course, the temperature has 3 significant figures, but we're going to round our answer to have 2 significant figures since we're multiplying and dividing. All right, so once you multiply and divide, you'll get an answer for the temperature, and then don't forget, we have to subtract 273 because we're trying to find the temperature in Celsius. All right, so subtract 273 and then round to 2 significant figures. All right, hopefully that setup and explanation is enough to help you with this page, and then there's some very good, clear examples in pages 35 and 36 that should help you, and hopefully you will do very well on page 37 and 38.